honor of Banned Books Week 2011, I'd like to read from Toni Morrison, the Nobel Prize-winning author, her book, Beloved. And in the new foreword in her book, she says, summoning characters who would manifest the intellect and the veracity such logic would provoke provided beyond my imagination until I remembered one of the books I had published when I had a job. A newspaper clipping in Black Book summarized the story of Margaret Garner, a young mother who, having escaped slavery, was arrested for killing one of her children and trying to kill the others. Rather than let them be returned to the owner's plantation, she became a cause célèbre in the fight against the fugitive slave laws which mandated the return of escapees to their owners. Her sanity and lack of repentance caught the attention of abolitionists as well as newspapers. She was certainly single-minded, and judging by her comments, she had the intellect, the veracity, and the willingness to risk everything for what was to her the necessity of freedom. And now from Beloved. There is a loneliness that can be rocked, arms crossed, knees drawn up, holding on. This motion, unlike a ship, smooths and contains the rocker. It's an inside kind, wrapped tight like skin. There is a loneliness that roams. No rocking can hold it down. It is alive on its own, a dry and spreading thing that makes the sound of one's own feet going seem to come from a faraway place. Everybody knew when she was called, but nobody anywhere knew her name. Disremembered and unaccounted for, she cannot be lost because no one is looking for her. And even if they were, how can they call her if they don't know her name? Although she has claimed, she is not claimed. In the place where long grass opens, the girl who waited to be loved and cry, shame erupts into her separate parts to make it easy for the chewing laughter to swallow her all away. It was not a story to pass on. They forgot her like a bad dream. After they made up their tales, shaped and decorated them, those that saw her that day on the porch quickly and deliberately forgot her. It took longer for those who had spoken to her, lived with her, fallen in love with her, to forget until they realized they couldn't remember or repeat a single thing she said, and began to believe that, other than what they sometimes themselves were thinking, she hadn't anything at all. So in the end, they forgot her too. Remembering seemed unwise. They never knew where or why she crouched, or whose was the underwater face she needed like that. What the memory of the smile under her chin might have been, and was not, a latched, and lichen attached its apple green bloom to the metal. What made her think of her fingernails could open locks the rain rained on? It was not a story to pass on.